Hello and welcome to another episode of Automation, the car company Tycoon game, and I think I just had a little bit of a voice crack there. Anyway, in today's episode we're going to be making a modern supercar. So sandbox, new car. Oh, and this is a lot of crap that I've made over, I don't really know how long, but I've made a lot of crap. So let's make a new one. And we're actually going to go with this one right here. Just move the model year over to 2020. We're probably going to choose this right there. We're going to go for carbon fiber chassis, well, panels, because here's the thing. You want carbon fiber because it's so light. Just look at that. It's lighter than everything else on here by a lot too. And for the chassis, we're going to go with semi-space frame. Chassis material, obviously aluminum, because there's no other option. Engine placement, front longitudinal, front suspension, double wishbone, rear suspension, multi-link. We could go with push rod, but we're not going to go that crazy. And then just extremely high quality because it's a supercar. We're going to go with a V12 for this, and then magnesium engine block because everything on this has to be as expensive as humanly possible. So we want a pretty big engine here. I'm thinking about maybe 8 liters or so. Yeah, let's go with that there, 8 liters. Head valves, dual overhead cam, 5 valves per cylinder. Head material, ALSI. Next one, crank billet steel, countered, lightweight titanium, and lightweight forged because you want the most possible from this thing. And then we're gonna make the variant capacity go down a little bit, just a little, and then increase this. Next one, compression. Let's just keep that where it is, but we are actually going to decrease the cam profile a little bit so that we can get better reduced valve float and also higher RPM performance because we're gonna make this thing rev to the moon. Variable valve timing on all camshafts. Quality, crease, turbocharger, ball bearing turbocharger, and then I'll mess around with this stuff later, but for right now we're just going to leave it where it is. Higher quality. Injection, direct injection. They should also have an option for dual injection. That'd be cool. Okay, per cylinder, race intake, ultimate fuel, and for the fuel mixture, increase this a little bit because we want to get, because we don't really have to care about emissions for this. But we would need to have something low octane, and so we're just going to do that. Because we need low octane for one main reason. This engine is going to be stressed out, and even though, you know, I'm tuning this so that it doesn't need as much octane, it's still going to need all of that 100 octane. And then also I'm going to increase this a little bit, which actually just did the reverse that I did it for here. And we're going to go rev to 9,800 RPM. I'm not going to try 10,000 because that probably really won't work. Okay, exhaust, dual bypass valves. Now this is probably going to need a pretty thick exhaust, so let's go to 3 inches diameter. Now we are going to have a catalytic converter on it just so that we don't kill the environment completely. So high flow, and then for the first muffler it's going to be straight through. For the second muffler it's going to be baffled, and it's the dilute valve float. Well, real quick, let's just increase the quality of the exhaust system. But, valve float. How do we fix valve float? Real quick, let's see. So, oh, that's a big difference. Yeah, that's a big difference. Just increasing the RPM by 100 does that. So we're gonna have it at 9,700. And then, I know, I'd rather just be an even number, but whatever. Let's go over here. And we're gonna deal with the valve float later, but for right now, just 400 horsepower, and we haven't even really tuned it, but oh crap, that's gonna be hard to keep around the corner. 700 pound-feet of torque. At 700 pound-feet at 3,000 RPM. Oh god. But then the torque kind of just drops off a cliff. And by the time you're making max power, you're making 420 pound-feet of torque. Anyway, so we look over here, intercooler. We need to increase the intercooler a little bit. That would be my phone just beeping at me. Okay. Okay, I'm back. So, turbine. Here's the turbine. Let's increase that. Okay, 715 horsepower. And now it doesn't drop off a cliff as far. Oh, look, it's so sharp it makes 400 pound-feet of torque at 500 RPM. So when you slam the throttle, you're going to get a lot of torque from just starting off the line. And then, oh, this is going to be a crazy engine. Increase the maximum boost until we start having knocking issues. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot of torque. Holy crap. Okay then. Oh, I can increase it more too. Okay, so this is the most we're getting out of the engine. Oh, and that's a big issue. Okay, so the compressor needs to be a lot bigger. Let's go back here. Compressor needs to be a lot bigger, so let's increase the size of the compressor to help that out. And for some reason, it's okay. That doesn't actually seem to help. That actually reduces my power by a lot. So let's just let's change it back to where it was. Which that's a little bit higher than what I had before. And then the turbine also needs to be increased a lot, but actually that also increasing the turbine hurts performance. So let's decrease it again. You know, I don't actually want so much torque. I want more power than I do torque. So we are going to decrease the torque just so that we can go a little bit around a corner without crapping our pants. Okay. Now I've dealt with the turbocharger. Let's go to the top end and here. I'm going to increase the cam profile a little bit because that should help with valve float. And there we go, good. No valve float now. And if you wonder what I just did there is I just increased the capacity of the engine. Well, the bore was already completely wide open, but I just increased the stroke a little bit, so we're making a bit more. Oh, and look at that power curve. Oh, that's what you want to see. Because you want to see that, because we're going to make some power for a long time. Look at that. So much power for such a long time. That's going to be great. I think we should listen to it now. I know that it does idle kind of rough. However, Jesus, my ears. Let's turn it on to automatic testing. This will probably sound pretty good. Holy crap. Okay. That sounded amazing. Can I increase the fuel mixture at all? Yeah, I can. Increasing the fuel mixture, that gives us a lot more. Okay, decrease a little bit because it just... And now RPM limit. Can I increase it? Yes, I can. 10,000 RPM. And now I just need to fix the valve float issue. So, to fix valve float, increase the cam profile. Actually, so increasing cam profile. Okay. Now I need to do something to make the engine a little bit smoother because the engine is probably not going to be so smooth. If we go listen to it, yeah, it's not nearly as smooth as it was. So I need to make it a little smoother. Okay, to make it a little bit smoother, we can decrease the stroke a little bit. I'm going to decrease it to 7.9 liters. However, if we're just a marketing company, all marketing companies do this. They're like, even if it's close to an engine capacity, they will use the engine capacity that's close to. That's like the Mustangs. They used to be 4.9 liters, except Ford called it a 5 liter. Then they increased it a little bit, but still called it a 5 liter. Because Ford. I mean, I love Ford, but still. Okay, let's listen to it now. Yeah, I could live with it. Okay, automatic testing. Let's listen to this now. This is probably going to sound pretty good, because it's revving another 300 RPM, and I'm going to shut up. Yeah, this video is definitely going to need an ear rape warning somewhere. Somewhere, that's for sure. But that engine sounds amazing. Just listen to it. Okay, now time to do the body. We're going to go with the 2010 Coupe. Body fixture, yeah, just increase that because I really don't care. Why not? And then carbon fiber look to it because, once again, why not? Headlight. So we need this thing to have kind of like a smooth design to it. So I'm going to go back here. And then we're going to kind of make that go back like that. Is it just me or do I see kind of some Viper going on here? Yeah, I see some Viper going on here. And then, so, yeah, let's make that really big back there. Push that as far forward as we can. And as for this, yeah, we're going to push that back. Do I like the way that, you know, to me this kind of makes it look more Corvette with that pushed up against it, but if we pull it out, now the rear end looks like a 911. So if we kind of go for somewhere in the middle, yeah, I'm going to go with that. Also, just make it a little wider, the fenders. Yeah, let's just make it that wide. Now the rear, this is going to be a rear-wheel drive bias car, even though it will have all-wheel drive. It will. Now, now if this was an American car, it would be just rear-wheel drive and a big old V8 in the front. Except, this is not American, this is probably European or something like that. What headlights? We need some smexy headlights for this. We need something that's aerodynamica. Whatever that is, because I'm an American. What's aerodynamics? You know, I really don't care how the headlights look. Let's just throw some on there. Okay, taillights. We need some pretty thin taillights. I'm going to put the taillights right there. And then also another set right there. So, taillights. We need something thin. That's pretty thin right there. Let's try this out. Really look thin, but... no. I want something more curvy. You know, we're just going to leave these here right there. I've decided to just do that, because putting them on this little lip there is going to be too annoying to do. Okay, indicator. What shall the indicator be? Can this fit well with something here? What the? That's weird. Okay, I'm just going to put the indicators down there. I don't care. The grill. I think this should have like a little tiny lip for the grill. Now this is what I was thinking of. We use this, and then we put a grill kind of like right here. Make it a little bit wider, but a little bit skinnier. Okay. Vents. Well, these should be functional vents because it's a supercar, so it must have functional vents. But unlike every other car that has fake vents. I think these could look good on the back fender right there, yeah. Except I'm going to move it a little bit higher. A little lower. Oh, and you know what? I just remembered. This is off topic, but I just remember that the show The Grand Tour is going to be season 3. It's going to be coming out. But what I noticed is that Andy Wilman, which was the previous person who directed the show, is apparently not doing that anymore. Because if you notice on the Amazon page, the first 2 seasons said Andy Wilman for the director, but now it says someone else. So I hope the show is as good as it was. What sort of wing do we want here? We just want kind of a small one though. See how big is this? Well, that's larger than I wanted. Let's see what this one looks like. Okay, yeah, I can settle for that. Next up, the off center. Get on center. So, is it... Okay, it's centered enough now. My OCD goes crazy when it comes to designing this car in some certain ways. Not all, just some. Racing fuel for the crap. Door handles. I would assume that this car in real life would have something like door handles that are stupidly located. Man, I'm just gonna throw some door handles on this one. I don't care. Mirrors. Now, this car has to have very smexy mirrors on it too. So what would look good? I think this would look good here. Maybe. So I have to get at the right angle for the mirrors to actually mount correctly. I have to go to this side to mount the mirrors correctly. Well, that's just a pain. I mean, you're definitely not going to be able to see out of those mirrors at all, are you? Nope. Put the mirror there. Make it a little bigger. Okay, good enough. Aerial. I don't really care about that. Number plate. I really don't care. You know, I'm seeing a lot with this car. I can see in the front how this would be kind of like a Tesla. And then how kind of like the body shape is sort of like a Viper. And then how the rear end is kind of like a 911. This car is actually really nice looking. Okay, so this is being recorded actually a little bit ahead. I forgot to change the wheels, so I'm changing the wheels right now. Even though after I change the wheels, you're going to see that it goes back to normal wheels. Because of the editing. Because I'm not going to just completely re-record everything I just did. Anyway, let's see what sort of wheels we want on here. Now if we go for wheels like this kind of reminds me of sort of a TVR. However, I don't know what sort of wheels I want. There's so many good looking wheels. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with these wheels. Pretty simple. Okay, finally, we get past the styling point. All-wheel drive, gearbox, dual clutch. Yeah, a sequential actually, I've heard that they feel better in the hand, except just go with the dual clutch. Because a manual isn't going to be able to take care of that sort of torque and power. That's obvious. Ratios, 7 gears, obviously. Now, top speed. This is, well, I can tell you it's not going to be electronically limited. Surprisingly, no wheel spin. So the estimated top speed of this car is 204 miles per hour. So let's just slow her down a little and make the top speed of the gearing 209 miles an hour. Spacing between the gears, whatever. Differentials. Let's go with electronic limited slip differential. Power distribution, not 50-50. We're going to bias it towards the rear by, let's just go with 80% of it. Actually, no, 75%. Because we want this car to be something like, you know, if you decide to take it onto a frozen lake, it slides around, but it's not really twitchy. It's going to be a little twitchy, but it won't be as crazy. And then increase this. Okay, next one. Tires. Radial. Semi-slicks. Because, well, it's a supercar. Oh, and also, you know what? I just forgot. And let's go back to here. Okay, front brakes. Carbon 6-piston. Size, pretty fat. Rear brakes, still carbon ceramic. Actually, let's just go with the vented disc. They don't need to be that crazy. 4 pistons. Size, a little fatter. Pad type. Increase that there. Brake bias. Okay. And increase the quality because, once again, it's a supercar. Downforce. A lot. Active wing? Yes. Cooling flaps? Nah, who needs? Yeah, actually. Front wing angle. Let's increase the front wing angle, rear wing angle, and let's just kind of let's increase it a little bit. Not crazy though. Oh, and also another wheel related thing. I forgot to go back here and mess with the wheels. So diameter, let's make them a little bit fatter, a lot fatter. Oh geez, those tires aren't ever going to be called thick in their life, are they? So let's make, how about 20-inch tires, and then we're going to make them really fat. So the rear ones, these are going to need to be pretty fat, so a little more. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is really making me think of a 911 right here. Okay, now with the front can be increased just a little bit. Don't need to go too crazy with it. That's good right there. Rim material, carbon fiber. Increase that. And next one. Okay, here, increase the quality. Let's increase the brake airflow to like 50. Now we're gonna make this. Why would you have rear seats in this? 2-door, and then the front seats, just big, 2 comfy seats in the front. Because it's a supercar, you need a pretty good interior. So we're gonna go with a premium interior, not a sport interior, just premium. And then for entertainment, we're gonna go with just a base standard infotainment screen. Quality, let's leave the quality right there, except let's just increase it a little bit. And then the power steering, electric and variable, because obviously traction aids, obviously everything. Safety, let's go with standard 10s, and then let's go basic. Increase the quality a little bit, and also here let's increase the quality a little. Yeah, decrease it actually, because we want a little lower weight. Okay, springs. I'm gonna select active sport. What sort of dampers do we got here? So, twin tube or gas mounted tube is better in sportiness and comfort. Adaptive, again, better in both. And then semi-active is both. Okay. Sway bars passive. Now if we tune it for comfort, let's see what just happens there. Comfort 180%, sportiness 72%, and drivability 102%. And if we go for normal, sportiness increases by a pretty good amount. If we look here, that's a 10% increase in sportiness when it comes to bumping. Now if we look at the steering, In comfort, 1.25 Gs. In normal mode, the same. Sport, a little bit higher. If we go for race, a little higher again. So, I think just to kind of give it a little bit of... I think we're going to tune it for normal. Because, here's the thing. You don't get any actual effects. It's just still normal. It's still where it was with comfort when it comes to the cornering G-forces. Except, when it comes to going over bumps, it's a little bit higher. And then the comfort is pretty close too. It's a little bit of a difference. It's not a crazy difference, but it is a little bit of a difference. And then but just in general, the feel of that going around corners will be better in normal than it will in comfort. Okay, ride height. Well, we're gonna decrease that a little bit. And then quality, increase that because that just makes it better in general. Now this. Yeah, decrease it. A little more. Yeah, I think I like that. Oh, and also by lowering it, we got 0.01 more G around corners. Okay, so let's look at what all of our warnings are. One or more quality settings are causing very high cost. The chosen power distribution is ineffective. Consider choosing its power split closer to the car's weight distribution. The rear brake force is high compared to grip. Consider decreasing the brake size. The engine bay is very full. I don't really care about that. Semi-slick tires, causing it to be uncomfortable. The brakes suffer from brake fade. Okay, I don't care about that. It'll be a little comfortable. This is a pretty good car. Now, time for the test track. We all just love the test track because it just kills our ears and we just absolutely adore it, don't we? Now, I'm going to talk maybe a little bit, but I can't talk at all really because of how loud this is. So let's continue. Oh, and keep in mind this thing weighs about 4,000 pounds too. Let's go around that corner and it's going. That little straight, it got up to 120 on that little straight there. Oh, now this is going to be the big straight. miles an hour, we just about hit it. Oh, this is a tight corner. It's increasing its speed around a corner that big. Wow. And on the final straight. Oh god, my ears. Ugh. You can go and see my previous episodes, but I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to actually put it in the video about how much faster this is than other cars made, but it's fast. Oh, but holy crap. The thing I'm amazed about is that it weighs almost as much as a Dodge Challenger. A Dodge Challenger is about 4,000. Except it can go from 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. And it can do a quarter of a mile in under 10 seconds. It's crazy. And it can tow 7,000 pounds. Oh, I'd love to see how that dual clutch handles that. So, hopefully you like this episode. Actually, nope, not done yet. We need to find a name for this car. let's name the car. What should be the name of this? Let's name it. Let's then name it the Doe S for like Tesla and Dodge, and then let's put TR or TV. Let's go with TV, and then ORSA. So this is the Da Estavashora. Okay, let's name it that. So hopefully you liked the episode, and bye.